Last Monday, my dad handed the company I built to my little sister in front of the whole staff. 6 months in for her, 12 years for me. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I just made sure everyone saw what family meant. I'm Mason, 32. I spent my whole adult life in my dad's regional logistics firm in upstate New York. I drove 6-hour round trips for quotes. Took 2 a.m. calls about lost pallets. Fixed weekend disasters. Landed the hospital contracts. Built the client list one handshake at a time. Whenever I brought up ownership, Dad said, "Don't make it complicated. Family should trust family." Then my sister showed up. City jobs, boss posts, zero interest in freight, until Dad gave her a trial role. I helped anyway. I walked her through our biggest accounts, led her shadow meetings, introduced her to clients who trusted me. She learned just enough to sound confident. Then she started rewriting everything. My proposals came back, updated, without warning. She pushed plans that slashed base pay and demanded impossible quotas. When I asked why she didn't run it by me, she didn't flinch. Dad trusts me. Monday, 9 a.m., staff meeting. Dad stood at the front. Natalie stood beside him, smiling like she'd already won. "Quick announcement," Dad said. "Natalie will oversee operations and strategy. Effective immediately." I stared at him. "So, what am I?" He smiled. "You've done a great job holding down the fort, but it's time for fresh ideas." The room went silent. I reached into my pocket. I pulled out my keys. I set them on the table. One clink. Natalie's smile twitched. Dad's eyebrows lifted. Then I stood up. I walked out past the front desk, past the framed photos of our wins, got in my car, and left. 3 days later, clients started calling. One of our oldest accounts went first. "Mason, what the hell is going on over there?" I said. "Dad put Natalie in charge." He exhaled. "That explains the nonsense. She tried to raise our rates 20% and cut delivery windows. When I asked for you, she said, 'You moved on.'" Then he added, quiet and blunt, "If you ever land somewhere else, you've got a client waiting." He wasn't the only one. More calls came. Hospitals, retailers, people I'd earned. They didn't ask if Natalie was my boss. They asked, "Who is she?" I tried one last talk with Dad. He didn't ask if I was okay. He didn't apologize. He accused me. "You're not trying to steal clients, are you?" The next day, Natalie sent me a cease and desist, like I was some random thief. Fine. They wanted a line. I drew it. I pulled out my old binder from the early days. Intake forms, call logs, handwritten notes. Proof those company clients were relationships I'd carried for years. So I started my own shop. One desk, a squeaky chair, a cheap printer. One rule. No fluff, just accountability. Clients reached out first. Quietly. Carefully. "Are you taking calls? Can we talk off the record?" Meanwhile, Natalie did what people like her always do. She streamlined. She cut staff, outsourced customer service, rolled out a flashy system nobody understood. Shipments got flagged. Billing doubled. Employees quit. The same clients who'd been family to my dad were suddenly numbers on a spreadsheet. I documented everything and lawyered up. Not to play dirty, to stay clean. Then the contracts started moving. One big account came over, then another, then the hospital group I'd saved during a winter mess years ago. It wasn't revenge in the movie sense. It was clients choosing the person who actually showed up. 6 months later, my ops manager dropped an envelope on my desk. "You've been served," she said, smirking. It wasn't a lawsuit. It was notice that my dad's company was filing for Chapter 11. I didn't celebrate. I just kept building. About a year after that boardroom, my sister showed up in my lobby. No blazer, no confidence, just tired eyes. "I messed up," she said. "I thought I could just take it. I didn't rescue her. I didn't lecture her." She swallowed. "You were always the one holding it together." "Yeah," I said. "I was." She left. I went back to work. Phones ringing, drivers updating manifests, my team laughing in the break room. They tried to erase me, so I became the thing they couldn't replace. What would you have done? Walk away, fight, or go nuclear? Drop your take below.